Hello, Geminis. This is Queen Amun Ra coming to you with your general reading, Geminis. Hopefully, you all are having a great week, Geminis. We are coming up and closing out this cycle. This cycle actually ends on the 8th, and then we have a new cycle that begins on the 9th of February, right? So, this video is for the 9th of February through the 9th of March. Here's what you can expect coming up. Yes, close out this cycle. Finish out strong, Geminis. Finish out strong. You all are ruled by Mercury. We're coming up on a new moon in Aquarius. So the moon may right now be, when you watch the video, it may be still in Capricorn. Or it may have moved into Aquarius by the time you watch the video. But nevertheless, something having to do with an earth sign. Gemini, earth signs would be Capricorn, Taurus, or Virgo, right? Source needs you to leave it in the past. Here we have the Two of Pentacles. Here we also have the King of Swords. Here we also have the Four of Swords. We also have the Eight of Cups. We also have the Moon card and the Sun card. We know that the sun illuminates the moon, right? So Source needs you to leave somebody in their belief systems in the dark ages, because it has cut into someone's peace, right? So when we take the number 2, we talk about peace. Peace is paramount, right? But the dark side of the number 2 is that you're still connecting to energies in their belief system, like trying to make it fit, trying to make it make sense, and it's still disrupting your peace in some way, shape, form, or fashion. So it looks like something from your past is trying to resurface, because, see this right here, the sun illuminates the moon. I feel like at one night while you're really resting and things are being downloaded into your spirit, and that's why I talk about journaling dreams so much, Geminis. But I feel like in your dream state, when you wake up from a dream state, something in your spirit is going to say, yeah, you, as much as, remember, we're not talking about any Pisces that you know. You Pisces, Sagittarius, and Virgos are all mutable sign. As much as I want to understand their belief system, I get it, right? I don't want to connect with that because it's been contaminating me for too long. My way of thinking, I don't want to stay connected to that, right? Pisces is the I believe sign, and the way this other people think when it comes to how they spend their time and their money could be so triggering for you, Gemini, that it's just like it's counterproductive. So I need to move on. I don't need to overthink this anymore. So here we have the Knight of Wands. Here we also have the Four of Wands, the Three of Wands, the Two of Cups. We have the Five of Cups and also the Four of Cups, Knight of Wands, right? So Knight energy is really about, like staying away. This is a person who is like really determined. You have a lot of ideas. I need to stay focused on my ideas that I have for myself, and I need to get away from their way of thinking. It causes too much of a distraction. This is the year of wealth, and you're going to feel like a huge weight has been lifted off of your shoulders when you take a leap of faith into your own future and leave those two types of energies behind. Energies who don't believe in themselves, so therefore it's hard for them to believe in any ideas you have, and it becomes counterproductive, Gemini, where it's like, okay, you spend so much time arguing your idea about theirs that you don't even have enough time to you're just too drained to even implement any of your ideas. So Source is saying it's time to move on from those types of ideas because they're costing you money, right? They're cutting into your money, burning into your ideas. So, and it's quite manipulative. Here we have the 2, 5, and 4 of Cups, right? So 2 and 8 is 10. Source is saying I'm putting you around some other energies that you've been praying for, like wishing and praying for. Other warm types of spirits where you don't feel like, okay, I got to flee a situation angry and mad, and now I'm cussing people out and I'm going off and I'm messing up, my creative ideas, and now I'm confused. Source is saying you're getting away from those types of energies, and you're being in your light, meaning being in your purpose, Gemini, is really going to help you to kind of sort of sift through, any kind of confusion whatsoever, right? Your sun sign, even though I'm talking to you if you have Gemini anywhere in your birth chart, Source is saying I'm bringing an additional stream of income into your life, but it's not going to come from the energies that don't believe in themselves and that they have a purpose. Like they really believe that their job is their purpose. They really believe their zip code is their purpose. They believe other things. I mean, it's so different than what you believe as a very cerebral, very smart sign who loves to learn, who loves to think, who loves to travel. For them, if it's not, they don't physically see it, it doesn't make any sense for them. So you spend more time trying to teach an energy, okay, if I don't see, they can't see a vision unless it's attached to it's attached to something physical for them. So them perishing with just their belief system, they'll be more angry with you because you're not on that same frequency as I gotta see it to believe it. You believe in yourself. That's what it's. They don't believe in themselves, and they're trying to project that way of thinking onto you, and you're moving on. You're like, I gotta move on. Here we have the Justice card. You're balancing it out. There it is. You're not carrying their belief systems. Here we have the Justice card. Yeah. Because their belief system is about, here you are trying to grow money. Here we have the 7 of and the 2 of Pentacles. And Source is giving you an additional stream of income, plus sending you messages about an additional stream of income. That's you believing in yourself. Like, yeah, they don't have to believe in me. Source gave me the vision, didn't give them the vision. Source gave them a vision, but they're too busy. Like, I don't believe it until I see it. They're so busy on doubting everything that Source is downloading into their spirit. They don't even realize that Source sent you across their path to help them learn how to believe in themselves. But so you tired of talking. You're like, listen, I learned every lesson I needed to learn. You know, at this point, it's getting manipulative. They don't believe in themselves. I see it. I can see it loud and clear. I don't need no more lessons. They don't believe in themselves, right? So they don't believe in the God in them. So you're done. You're saying, I'm done. They believe everything else. They believe gossip. They believe trash talking. They believe everything else except believing in themselves. You moving on. Here we also have the 2 of Wands. Here we also have the 4 of Wands. Somebody is back in the saddle again, feeling like that is not my responsibility anymore. I am moving on. So that's why your prayer life is increased. And here we have 4 and 3 is 7. And also the Knight of Wands. So I definitely see new energy coming across your path. Something that you prayed for, whether it's a new romantic relationship. You know, as disappointing and as heartbreaking it is, it leaves certain types of energies behind. You're saying, this is what you're saying. You were born to inspire. Here we have 3 and 4 is 7 of Swords. Sources said it's 2 types of energies you want to believe behind. Just their conversation is negative. It is. It's just really, really negative. And Sources saying move on from it. Get your rest. Here we have the 4 of Swords. So it's like, because to connect with those types of energies would literally drive you crazy to try to figure out, get in their head and try to figure out why they think the way that they do. This is generational for them. So it's been put into their mind. Remember, you want to align yourself in a soul contract with that type of energy. So I see you closing it out. I see you closing it out in love. That's a thing, right? Closing it out in love. Here we have the Queen of Cups. You have an enormous amount of compassion. Like I said before, I feel like some energies from your past, 2 types of energies want to reach out to you, Gemini. But again, your beliefs don't align with their beliefs. It's never going to work. And some people find out right away, and that's the best way to find out. It's like right away. Okay, we're not on the same frequency. So it's cool. Before you start to think anything negative about they're a master manipulator. You know, I let them cut into my joy. They cut into my adaptability, and now you walking around, you know, your belief systems looks like theirs, and people are confused. Like, okay, well, wait a minute. I really like Gemini, but Gemini, this is a different Gemini in a negative sense. Source is saying, no, get back to flushing out your flushing all of that stuff out so you can download the messages directly from Source. Yeah. Here we have the 7 of Pentacles, the 9 of Wands. Here we have the Knight of Wands, the 10 of Swords, the Wheel of the Year, and also the Dame of Pentacles. And this is where it started. Somebody didn't believe them. Somebody didn't believe how hurt they were, and they stood around and said, okay, well, they can't, I don't believe that. I don't believe, and you don't know how. When we talk about water, it can be anything. So Source is saying to you, you're not trying to adapt to that belief system, that they don't believe in you because somebody didn't believe something happened to them when they were kids, or they didn't believe in them in the workplace, or they didn't believe, and they adapted to that, and they trying to get you to adapt to it. No, sir, and no, ma'am. Just you right here, horse moving out, hair blowing in the wind. You're like, because what they've succumbed to is the dark side of the number 8. People who have succumbed to passive and powerless behavior, or people who are, egotistical, materialistic, and forceful. So like I said before I even pulled out this card with the number 8, they believe in, okay, well, my purpose is that I'm supposed that. My purpose, I believe I'll be wealthy when I see myself in a gigantic house, or when I'm driving several types of cars, or they don't even believe in the vision that God put in it. They don't even believe that they have a purpose on this planet, let alone believe in you. So you're like, somebody started that didn't believe them. Somebody in their family didn't believe something, that they were that hurt from something. And so you're like, no, I don't even want that spilling over into you. Here we have the Knight of Wands. And you're saying that from a very compassionate standpoint. Some of you all have been through hurt yourselves. You've gone through counseling. You've cut off family members that didn't believe you. So in a lot of ways, a lot of you and somebody have gone through the same thing, Gemini. But guess what? The difference is that you said, I got up from this place. I'm not in survival mode. I'm in thrive mode. And so if you're in survival mode, and I'm telling you and I'm listening, and your belief systems are like, I don't believe it until I see it, guess what? I gotta listen. Then you're not gonna believe in my vision. So I don't need those type of dream stealers around me. Here we have the Wheel of the Year, and this is your year. This is your year. I see somebody being very wealthy. Here we have the Seven of Pentacles. Like I said, you and somebody moving forward are going to be it's harvest time for you. Like I said, sources bringing energy. I see a new and exuberant love coming across somebody's path, but you're gonna have to part. You're gonna have to make way for that, because if you're still trying to drag past energy and their belief system into a new relationship, it's gonna soon fizzle out. So here we have the Nine of Wands. Somebody is definitely in the light about some things, and we also have the Dame of Pentacles, right? So yeah, you definitely don't want to bring other people's low vibrating, they don't believe in themselves because their family didn't believe something about them and whatever, and they too afraid, and I gotta see it. Everybody gotta keep proving stuff to them. So it's just saying, get away from those types of energies. It doesn't work for air signs. It really doesn't, because your information comes through the air. You love learning. You are incredibly smart. You see things before it happens. And Source is saying to be around those types of energies it's the opposite. Look, you see it in a spirit sense. They gotta see it in a physical sense to believe it. So you already believe it you believe in Source inside of you. Source gave you the vision. You like, I'm off to the races, right? This is you, right? Where's the card? You off to the races. You see the finish line already. You like, okay, I believe in myself. I see it myself. They would sit there like a horse just waiting for the wings to fly. Okay, well, they waiting for everybody to blowtorch them into the next. You're like, nah, they lost. They still in a wilderness situation. So I mean, like I said, you don't have to say anything negative about them. You just have to leave them you have to leave them behind. They have to learn on their own. If they've had an encounter with you or experiences with you, like I said before, they still living in that. Yep. They will think, looking at this, they will think these are the energies behind. They like to live in, they got to find out other people's secrets. They got to dig and dig and dig and dig and dig. And so they'll make you feel like, they can't make you feel like anything because you're not going back. Anyway, here we have the Page of Cups. We don't even have to talk about it. You're not even going backwards. So you got good news coming across your path. So you're out here closing out cycles in love. Like I said, World card. Two types of situations in the past. You're detaching from energies that don't believe in themselves. And you got to keep on. You got to keep inspiring and motivating and being the positive one. And they don't believe in themselves. And they get this bringing negative. Ooh, you got good news coming across your path. You're going to feel like you hit the jackpot. I'm serious. You and somebody working together and aligning yourselves together, going to feel like you hit the jackpot. You got at least 8 streams of income in you. You are not connecting with energies who you're focusing on. Here we have the 7 of Cups, right? Somebody is definitely tempted. The enemy is definitely trying to tempt somebody to kind of sort of spin the block a little bit and kind of sort of see like, well, what's up? Maybe the friends have changed after they dragged you down to a lower frequency. Maybe the ex-love interests have changed when they still chained to their ex who didn't believe in them. Oh, maybe such and such has changed. So it's just like, I need you forward motion. I need you forward movement. That is not your responsibility. You're not their God. You don't have to keep the way that they are inspired to get up is from somebody not believing in them after they have been humiliated, just devastated, is blowtorching them, by somebody who is a bully, somebody who is threatening them, somebody who's, trying to find out what their weaknesses and preying on them. Y'all are not the same. Like, for real. I mean, y'all just not the same. So here you are. You're like, I'm moving forward. Yep, that's what I have for you all, Geminis. Like I said, to try to be connected to energies like that, you've learned all the lessons you needed to learn. Source is trying to change your life for the much better. Much, 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 much better. Those types of energies will try to, if you stay connected to them, they'll end up taking you to court because, again, they're so angry with everybody who put these swords in them. And here you are trying to help, and they'll end up taking all that anger and rage out on you. Source is saying, you better learn the lesson. Here we have Maiden. You're going through a rite of passage right now. Here we have 19, 1 and 9 is 10. Your words are creating your reality. If you are kind of on the fence about going back and you keep giving it all this thought and all of this thinking about it and listening to music and going back to places where you all visited and all of that other stuff, Source is saying you're buying into the temptation of the enemy. You're giving it some thought. Maybe we could be friends again. Here we have deepening. Once you're on earth for enough lifetimes, Gemini, your old soul will begin for non-grasping, detachment, and surrender. They bring the peace of God. You're not on the same frequency from the people in the past. They don't believe in themselves, and they projecting all that same energy onto. They want to project it into your universe. And remember, the only way the enemy can come in is through your mind. So that's how the enemy will try to come in. Well, I don't really believe in myself. If my manager doesn't believe me, so okay, I guess I don't believe. I don't have vision. I don't know what my purpose is. That energy of not believing in yourself is throughout your entire universe. I have the power to change my life for the better, and that's what I see you doing. Get away from people who are like they dream stealers. They don't believe in anything unless they see it. Somebody could tell them that, guess what, you got the numbers to hit the lottery. They not celebrating. They just, they're scared. That's because that's how they move. They move in fear instead of moving by faith. Strength, right? So all obstacles on my path are being cleared. I am stronger than yesterday. I am brave. I am courageous. I learn from my mistakes. Failure is a farce. All effort is testing. I rise above all that stands in my way. Improvement is my only concern. I'm serious. Get away from those people. I mean, there's a place for everybody. I mean, like there's a place for every element, obviously, here on Earth. But some people, they just don't align with you. They will cause you to overthink things and dry out their toxic way of thinking. They got to be blowtorched before they make a move, and now they moving out of anger and fear and frustration versus operating and moving in faith. So your vision doesn't align with theirs. Much better lies ahead. That's it. Much better lies ahead. Much better lies ahead. Really, that's the only answer for you is that much better lies ahead because there's nothing else to it. Here we also have focus. Okay, so you got strength and focus. I am devoted to a clear mind. I take action towards my highest goals daily. I am confident in my abilities. I release distraction. I get the important things done. I am organized. I am in control of my thoughts. That's it. You're in control of your thoughts because they want to be in control of your thoughts. So moving forward, you're not going back to something. Even if it was last week, you're not going back to something. You're saying, I need to keep on moving forward because they're still chained to a belief system when people don't believe in them. They want you to slow down. Look, hold on. Here you are racing towards the goals that you set for yourself. They want you to slow down and keep inspiring them and keep warming up to an idea until you come to a full stop and you lose vision. You lose sight of that finish line. You already in forward motion, Gemini. Keep on moving forward. Leave them in the dust. They're going to have to figure it out themselves. You're not their God. That's what I have for you, and I'll see you in the next video. All right? Happy new moon. Bye. Happy new you.